Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. What's good, y'all? It's your girl in Cola Pop Culture. Yes. So tonight I was actually out supporting my boy Vega at his mixtape release party, and so this is why I didn't get my videos done by midnight Eastern time, but I'm obviously going to catch the West Coast. Last week I was totally late, right? Listen, I had a lot going on. I was preparing for my housewarming, which was amazing. So I had my housewarming on Saturday, and I just had a great time. Like, my godmother came, my god sister I haven't seen them in years. Also a friend of mine and her brother who my mom used to babysit, they came, hadn't seen them in forever. Also, one of my friends that I used to go to a lot of things, usher events with, she came through. I had to see her in a little bit. Of course, my family, my aunt came. She was here from North Carolina. My stepmom, my dad, like my cousin from my dad's side. A lot of people that are near and dear to me showed up. I appreciate you all. My best friend's mom, my preschool best friend's mom. Now I really got to shout out though my best friend. That's my junior high school best friend. But when you see me right, go best friend. That's my best friend or my best friend. That's what I'm talking about. Her, my mother, and my aunt. Thank you. Listen, I didn't tell you what I do for a living, but it's a lot of up and down walking, just out. And by Thursday night, which is basically my Friday, I'm like totally out of gas, like tired. And I was preparing for this housewarming. I still had things I had to get on Friday. I didn't have everything the way I wanted it. So they helped me a great deal. So thank you guys, and I appreciate everyone for your gifts. They definitely got me what I really needed. Now I could really, move a little easier here. So thanks. So yeah, I went to Vegas mixtape release party. It was really nice. I hadn't heard his music before. He's someone that I actually work with, and the type of person I am, like, if I'm cool with you or you're my friend, I'm definitely going to support you. As you can see, I support certain people. You'll see me post things if they're having events, if they're performing, whatever. So shout out to you, Vega. So let's get into it. Power. I didn't see that coming. But then again, it was like, I knew Lakeisha was not going to last long. Like, she just wasn't going to last long because she just wasn't about that life. She wanted to be with Tommy and all that, but like, nah. See, me, that life ain't for me. That's why I don't even deal with anybody remotely close to anyone who has anything to do with anything that they have going on the streets, the drugs, not my type of thing. Cause I am not going down for you, honey. I'm so sorry. I like to keep clear of those things, but dang, and it had to be Tasha. But see, that's why power. It's just that show. Like, there's just so many different elements going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I knew it. See, wasn't I talking about Dre or Timmy? Because that's real Timmy. I knew something was going to happen. I thought he was going to tell on them regarding the robbery, but of course he now let the cat out the bag that he told Tariq, and then of course Tariq done behind. He went and picked up Keenan's ashes. So they're like, well, why would he want Keenan's ashes? But even if he claimed that he kidnapped him, he might want to keep it or have them for his own kind of revenge purposes, right? Trying to make him alive. Yo, but that detective, see, I don't even understand how Ghost was that careless. When he put the glass down at the club and she took the glass, and this is now how they know that the blood that was at the scene, is by a male that's connected to ghosts. I mean, they're about to go down, y'all. Power, such great writing. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. So you know the mid-season finale is not coming on this Sunday. It's coming on next Sunday. And then there are a couple more episodes. I don't know when they're coming back, but you already know we're gonna be glued to that show. You know, it's like what was it? H Groups Watch Power. Like, it's that show. Alright, so you already know I'm gonna talk about Basketball Wives. So reunion part 2 was kind of a bore a little bit. I mean, some things, happened. Definitely Jennifer, you could tell she's over it, so she don't want to be a part of the crew and just being quiet just to get along. And, I don't really know all that really happened, what was said. I mean, I'm not a fan of Jennifer. And when all that was playing out, when Malaysia threw the chair, the table, like, I was just like, yeah, Jennifer, they saying that you said this. There's enough people saying you said this. And it did seem like you were trying to set Malaysia up, like, to start the mess. And I know people, or I've had people in my life that are like that type of character, and I just cannot stand that. Like, especially these people are older than me, right? The people I was around, they were like younger than me, but it's still no excuse. Like, you want to be an adult, I'm an adult, act like one. But I don't know. I believe she said whatever was said about Shanice. See, that's just the thing. Some people just make those huge mistakes because they feel like they're so upset. And no. No matter how upset I am with someone, if I spent a lot of time with them, I care about them, I call them my friend, I'm not gonna go to that extreme, because certain things you just cannot come back from. And it's unfortunate that those people don't realize that before they do it, because, you can give them a chance after chance after chance, but once they cross that line, it's a wrap. I'm not that I'm done for the 50th time. No. When I'm done, I'm done. It's just certain things that you don't accept. And I don't know, because that group of girls on Basketball Wives, they're just bullies, pretty much. It's like Shawnee's the ringleader. Obviously, this is her show and whatever. So they want to stay in her good graces, and it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna joke on you. We're not, we don't like you, so we're gonna just keep poking at you. And it's just crazy when somebody finally reacts. Then that's when, what's going on? She did something. She said something, like, it's annoying. And then Evelyn trying to claim that she was not gonna do anything to CC. Why the freak are you running after her then? And was her friend not supposed to at least be there to be in the middle just in case you tried something? Like, come on. It's just that double standard BS is ugh. I'm glad she came out on the couch, because originally, and I said this in a couple videos ago, that she had to do her interview from another room, but she actually didn't take that. Like, I really am glad that she refused to do that. She left. Obviously, they wanted her to come back, or whatever the case may be. They allowed her to sit there with her boyfriend. And I feel like the girls are trying to, like, throw it where they were kind of gonna put things in her boyfriend's mind so that he wouldn't want to be with her, kind of thing. Like, well, how are you okay with her talking to Chad? And pretty much, like, you don't know what he was doing when they first met. You know what I'm saying? They probably were both talking to other people. She claims she never slept with him. And, I mean, clearly he's not trying to, ultra single, act like anything transpired. But I'm glad she had those receipts. Keeps on too, okay? So, shiny. I love OG. I mean, at first she was just, a character on the show, but now, after all this transpired, I really like her. Like, I think that the way that she thinks is very on point, and I mean, the whole thing with saying Evelyn doesn't speak Spanish and blah 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 blah, like, I might be stretching it a bit, but sorry, not sorry. Like, she says she meant everything that she said, and she's poking back at you more than you gonna be able to poke back at her. But see, that's the thing. She don't care about the nose of her friends, so whatever. Your husband is not really by your son. Like, she doesn't care because she's already at the point where y'all want to laugh at her. Y'all want to make fun of her about everything, what she's wearing and this and that. Like, I understand how that feels. Because, again, I was a part of a group of people where it was a joke, I'm older than them. I'm past that phase of what they're doing. And they think that how I presented myself when I was around them was just, blah, which I explained to them many times. Like, what am I getting dressed for to come over here and sit in the living room and watch television for? Like, I don't care about who's outside 2 blocks or 2 avenues away. Like, I grew up here. I'm not trying to meet nobody over here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired. Like, I used to work sometimes 12 hours a day, do dance practice, go back, do it again. When I first started, I was doing homework because I was finishing my degree. So certain things just aren't as important to you when you're 7 years older than, that group of people. Like, you've been there, done that. You're in a whole nother phase of your life. They just couldn't get it. And it was so funny, to laugh at what they thought might not be up to their standards. But, I mean, you could look great all day. What do you have at the end of the day? Okay, so it is what it is, right? Get yourself away from those people. You do what you gotta do. Let me see. I know, who else can I say? Malaysia. I know OG will be fine. So obviously my mind is telling me to speak on Malaysia. Like, I like Malaysia. At first, I wasn't a huge fan of Malaysia when the show first started, and then, like, she began to grow on me. I don't like how she was baited into that argument with Jackie. I can understand, just from being around the type of people I was around, when they hear something, it's just like, oh, it just automatically becomes true. They don't really try to figure out what happened. I think she was kind of willing to figure it out, but it was just the way she approached Jackie that already put Jackie on the defense. And Jackie, with that going to the bathroom thing, like, I don't know. Because if somebody told me something, of course, the right thing to do would be to go to that person and not spread it in the group. But people are who they are, as long as that person is able to apologize, then it's cool. But I think it just went to an extent where, like, it went too far. And so Jackie's not really interested in having that same relationship, or maybe they're doing this for television. But people are talking about, why did Malaysia get up and leave, and it was nothing really that serious that was said that should have made her leave. What I feel is, when her and OG were having that back and forth, and OG kept saying things like, well, how is that even your cousin, and whatever. I think there's some things that OG knows. And, with Malaysia's temperament and her attitude, like, she didn't want to become that person who threw the table, right? So her next best thing was to get up and remove herself from the situation. Also, Jackie was already, like, on the fence, and she was just like, nah, I'm out. I'm out of here. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know. I don't know, because you remember when her friend Brandy was on the show. Her attitude's definitely changed since then. I feel like since she was allowed to stay on the show, she, was finally accepted into the circle, and if she agrees with what's going down, she doesn't really care. You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna defend OG. They don't like OG. Um, I don't know, but whatever. That little bit about the colorism thing, I do agree with King of Reeds on YouTube. It's just like, what was the point? It was like literally 10 minutes. And like you said, like you didn't even have OG there, who's the person who's feeling like she is being attacked because of the color of her skin, to be, the one to explain why she felt that way. You had Shawnee, who was not even the one who posted the post, Evelyn, speaking on how, the show was meant and created to be inclusive of all shades and whatever. And it might also be that some people don't really understand. It could be just something that's just in their brain, where they treat people a certain way, and it doesn't have to necessarily be intentional. I do not believe that when she had a conversation with Evelyn, Evelyn was like, oh, I don't believe that post was not about OG. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't. Again, I don't believe she posted the chimpanzee or monkey or whatever, but whatever y'all want to call it, as a negative thing towards black people. I think that she was basically calling her ugly again. Like, it was like, the ugly person with her mouth always open. Like, that's how I took it. But either way, you were still talking about OG, and that's the way she took it. And, people say when you apologize, you don't say I apologize for how I made you feel. You say I apologize. But honestly, I was attacked for something that I really didn't do, because some information got crossed, and even in that, me having a separate relationship with this person, they just had no respect for me to ask me what really happened. I mean, they did, but I was basically told that was what they were told to do. And clearly it continued to bother them, and they just really thought that I was talking about them to a coworker. And I'm just like, my coworker doesn't even know you. Like, why would I be talking about you to my coworker? One of the people said, oh, you should have got the coworker on the phone so she could explain. For what? Why would I ever put my coworker on the phone with you about this petty nonsense? This thing is, just start seeing the mentality of people. It's just like, So now they want to push you, they want to try to harm you over something that you didn't say. Or because you mentioned a word. So now they want to try to attack other people that actually helped them. Okay, because they have the intelligence and knowledge and can really help you. You don't do that. You don't go, like I said in the last video, and post up things, personal things about other people, and I'm not even speaking about me, so about someone else that was supposed to be their ride or die, cuss girl. You would post their personal information up and you know you have the whole heart attack if somebody wrote anything about you. Like, even if they didn't ever mention your name or no one really knew who they were talking about, had the whole heart attack. They just do things that'll continue to make it worse. Like, some people just cannot admit their wrongs. Some people cannot take responsibility for their actions. They love to tell everybody else what they should be doing and how things should be done, and never follow it, never women enough to come to have a real conversation with you, and then put blame on someone else. because things aren't going their way. But listen, it's a whole lot of things. You know, people are envious and they can't take it. They thought they controlled you. Like, why aren't you listening to me? Control your own household, sweetheart. Control your own household. It's gonna be a real struggle now. Someone that I used to work with, that I'm actually very close with, told me, you know, I can't say that I'm happy for this person because I just don't feel like they're in the right situation. Tried to help them, you know, clearly that backfired on me, and you know, still wish them the best. But yeah. Listen, maybe one day I will actually completely tell this story when it's like years removed, but sadness is the word I have for that. So it is what it is. So what else? The Masked Singer, the Masked Singer. I love that show, y'all. Oh my god. So, like I said, Michelle Williams is the butterfly. I just know it. You can hear it, like, and I also hear her like kind of trying to disguise her voice a bit, but it's just certain notes that you know it's her. But I know that this is gonna be really good for her, because people are not really gonna be suspecting that it's her, and I can't wait for other people to be revealed. Love that show so much. I'm really trying to like figure out who the other people are, and it's like I don't know, but I'm so invested in the butterfly. No, but the flamingo, like who is that? And there's another character that they could sing for real. Is it a spider? Listen, Black Widow, whatever. Like, I need to see who that is. I really do. So, but I obviously want you guys to like make it all the way to the end, and can't wait for that. So, I actually watched Marriage Boot Camp Family Edition, and Laura Govan is on there with her parents, and a couple other people that you guys are familiar with. But you know, when you see these personalities on television and they're acting a certain way, and it's like, oh, I don't like her because she's doing this. When they are on programs where it kind of forces them to tell their story, much how Ocho Cinco was on there with his mom, and his mom definitely had me dying, but it lets you understand a little bit more into why it is that they act this way, or you know, they may have been neglected, abused by their own parents, you know, ignored, used. I mean, it could be a slew of things. So I like to watch those type of programming where it's like therapeutic and as much as it can be, because they're there for 10 days. And, you know, it's always good to work out issues with your family because life is very short. And, you know, if it, in fact, is better for you to actually not have a relationship with that person, if that's really what it is, then great, because some people just aren't good for you. It doesn't matter who they are, blood or not. But yeah, that's another show that I definitely watch. I have to catch up on Empire. I've been watching Empire. What else do I watch that I'm like, and you know, I'm really into? I mean, I'm still catching up. Yeah, I'm still catching up on Claws. And I still didn't watch Pose, but like in my downtime, I definitely get to it. But I love that show. I really do. I love Claws a lot. I can't wait for its next season. I know it'll be coming back. And of course, my girl Whitney. Congratulations, Whitney Williams. Hey, she got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I have to go back to LA. Yes, take my picture with the star. Even though if you've been following me on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, you see that I'm like at Wendy's show, and I did a segment um, called Hot Topics for Cash that aired that Friday of the first week of her new season. Love you, Wendy, girl. Love you, Wendy. Love you, Wendy. Trying to think, is there anything that I am not? Oh, Rihanna is finally gonna give us this album we've been waiting for forever. Thank you. I cannot wait to hear it. It's gonna be reggae influence, which if you are a Rihanna fan or you know who Rihanna is. When she first started, that was kind of the vibe of her first album, and I mean now everyone has influences of reggae and I think this is perfect. She's at a point in her career where she can pretty much do whatever she wants, much like Beyonce. And people talk about how Beyonce's not the same, and I mean, listen, I feel like Beyonce is getting to do pieces of work that will resonate with how she's feeling and what she wants to do, how she feels that she can maybe influence the culture a bit, and she don't, it don't matter if she don't make a cent. It's like, oh, I'm just doing this for fun. Like, love my girl B, and I cannot wait for Brandy to bring out that next album, girl. I don't know, I need it to be like, oh God, why is this escaping me? Is the album? No, the album's not called Brandy. Oh my God. Not Never Say Never. The next one after that, I can't believe I can't remember. I can see the album cover in my head, but it was, I believe, was it the last album she did with so it was the album before Aphrodisiac that was popping with trying to think. The morning took about, no, that's not it, sorry. That's Aphrodisiac. Oh my God. What about us? Got it. What about us? I've been recently playing Brandy a lot on my social media as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to think of anything else that I might be missing that I wanted to talk about. I don't know. Oh, this is the last thing because I just thought about this. So the word in IGGA. People always just keep getting themselves in trouble with this word. In this climate, it gets more sensitive, and because social media, like things are like this, like you have to be very careful. I, for the most part, even when I am singing a song, I try to not even say it myself. I don't really use that vocabulary like that anyway. And I mean, honestly, see, this is why I keep going back to the New York thing. Like, Latinas, Latinos, and African Americans, because Latinas and Latinos can also be African American, but yes, there are Caucasian Latinos and Latinas. I never really had an issue with that because they're like us, one and the same. I've been talking about this since I've been on this channel. I do understand how certain people feel. There's been clear colorism since the beginning of time. If you want to take it all the way back to slavery days, a lot of our ancestors were raped. This is why we have different mixes of different races and cultures, and Obviously lighter skin, fair hair has been praised a lot for years. And that's within any culture, I feel like. There's something, that one group might feel they're better than the other. And so, yeah, no. I mean, I don't know because people saying Fat Joe, but it's like, it's a difference. Like, the culture of New York, I guess, is just different than anywhere else. But I think we accept who we want to accept it from, and because Takashi 69 is Mexican. I don't know whether he's African American Mexican. It doesn't look to be so. Um, but like anyway, just be careful. If you're gonna say the word, be ready for the backlash. Cardi B, leave her alone, please. Just leave her alone. She's not acting like a black person. I already went over this. There's no such thing as acting black. Like, please, 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 please. And do y'all see how thick that girl's hair is? So clearly she's more on the African side, right? She ain't got that nice silky hair, right? But that's not always the determining factor either. But whatever. Everybody should just do a 23andMe. Then they're going to find all your ancestors. Your family member that they've been looking for from their DNA bank from doing crimes. Okay, they gonna come to your door and they gonna find out if you know where they at. Nah, but seriously, I think it's important for people to find that out because, like, I might have shared this. My dad, he did his, and he's basically like 30% Caucasian. Then we have a little bit of, or his side, like, cause when I do mine's is gonna be different because female is a little more dominant. But Portuguese, Spain, it's all kinds of things. Nigerian mostly, which explains the nose. And then other parts of Africa as well. So I'm definitely gonna do mine. So that's gonna be my present to myself this holiday season. Because of course I have my mom and I wanna know, what all I am mixed that I've always wanted to know. I remember in 3rd grade I made up that I was from Kenya, but I think I do have a little bit of Kenyan in me. But Nigerian I just didn't know, and I'm just curious to see. So I think it's important for us as African Americans who were stripped of our culture to know where we came from and trace our roots and maybe get back to that culture. And there are multiple different cultures, and I'm so tired of the divide. Yes, there are groups of people who imitate everything that we do, and they're in love with black culture and they're not in love with us. And if you follow me again on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, you've seen that I posted that pretty much same thing I just said, word for word, probably a couple months ago. It's true. Well, it's probably last year sometime, but y'all love those people. Y'all love those people. So it is what it is. And just because somebody's married to somebody dark skin or married to somebody black does not mean that they don't have issues with the black culture. Same with black people or African American people, right? Because black is a color. They got issues with their own people, and I think that's true of every culture. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm not saying that the people who do speak on issues like colorism and things like that shouldn't stop. I enjoy watching their videos. They're very informative. But it's just getting to a space where it's almost like you can't say anything. And I don't think that is the best. Isn't people walking on eggshells. And I just thought of something out. So I was watching the Armand Wiggins show, and he did a live about the lawsuit that Cardi B filed against the blogger Tasha K, and how he wanted Tasha K to win only because he doesn't want the YouTubers to be censored, which I agree with, but I also agree that making up stories that are defamatory, like somebody having herpes and all of these things, bringing someone on as if this was real, and having this girl say all these things, even if that girl felt like that was her truth, like that's just too far. Like you would not want somebody to do that to you, and that's why I feel like our mom roasted her so bad. Y'all just gotta go watch it because I'm not even going to touch on that. But let me get out of here because I took a shift tomorrow to make some extra money. And me and my mother are going to see the Tina Turner play tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow. Well, today and on the East Coast. But yeah, so let me get some rest. And I will see you guys next week, baby. Later, y'all.